Ba-ba-ba-ba. We are back. It is episode 37, West Coast Sports Junkies. Great to have you folks with us. We got a great show for tonight. We're going to talk. I'm back on the wagon. All it took was 5 games. Who knew? We got that to talk about. We got the Canucks. We got obviously the Seahawks. They I think they won again, didn't they?
Indeed,
they're rolling, buddy. They're rolling.
Yeah, you could see Mr. His dot there.
Here
with
we
his,
go.
Stuff. We're gonna go over the UFC that was. We have a new Grey Cup champion. I'm getting
that
weird
happened
looks.
already.
Yeah, it happened.
Oh shit! Did the Lions win?
No. Winnipeg.
Just kidding. I think I saw that.
The Blue Bombers. Actually, you know what? Let's just finish that off right now. The Blue Bombers are the Grey Cup champions. All right, now let's get into the show. So I do have there is a beer of the week this week, and we are going to go with the this is obviously the Dan beer. This is Boardwalk Brewing. Okay, it's called. Ooh, sorry, it's disappearing in my photo here. It's called the Dance. That's the Dan. Okay?
Nice.
It's the New Zealand Pilsner. I'm going to crack it. And you guys are going to tell me what we think about this beer. Boardwalk Brewing. It's in Port Moody. Great place. I've been there a few times. Cheers. I'm going to try this out here. Yeah, it's a Pilsner. Tastes pretty good. What do you guys got going on, huh? It's been a while. It's been a while since all 4 of us have been together. Some of us have jobs to do in parts of the province, like me. What have you guys been up to? Dan?
Oh, well, I've been a little absent myself there, Govik. I've been, really busy with work. Don't get the luxury of traveling all over the province like yourself. But it's been very busy. But yeah, glad to be back. See you guys. I know Mike and Ty, they barely work, so they're going to Seattle, watching hockey games, going to football games. We talked about that last week. So how are you guys doing, Mike? Any last minute hunting trips before the season ends?
No, man, my season's pretty much done, I think, for hunting this year. But I went out for a couple hockey games this past week. I saw the Canucks play the Carolina Hurricanes, and they played who else? They played on Friday night.
Winnipeg.
That's right. Yeah, 2 great games, man. And other than that, no, just been. I've been doing the podcast, and I haven't been.
Someone's got to keep it going.
Yeah,
me
and Ty haven't been absent, so
it takes like an hour, guys. Okay, it's not like it's a 2-day
on your
2-day
terms. On your terms. Oh, I can't do it on Tuesday. Let's do it on Wednesday. Everyone's like, okay. And then when I'm like, hey guys, I can't do it on Tuesday, you're like, fuck you. Go ahead. We're gonna do it without you. That's how it works here. That's how it works on the West Coast Sports Junkies. Something to mention about the Canucks, since you mentioned it, Mike. Not only were you at those games, but who else was at those games? I was at the game on the Carolina game. Ty was at the Winnipeg game. Prior to that, Ty and Dan were at the Boston game. Okay. And then yesterday, somebody was at the game sending videos, but not saying who it was because he was so scared that they were going to lose.
It was a last minute game. I was supposed to get rid of the tickets and they couldn't go. So
he ended up going. So one thing to know here is that typically you, Ty and Mike, are like it's you guys go to a game, it's a guaranteed loss night. And that's changed.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I do. I absolutely know what you're talking about.
It happened once earlier this year, and we did that to get rid of Travis Green and Jim Benning.
Oh, is that what it was?
We brought our negative energy there because we wanted to see a change, or I did. I don't know about Mike.
Oh, okay. Well, Mike, I mean, he went to Game 7, and Boston hoisted the cup. So, just saying.
But hey, let's not dwell on the past.
No, let's talk about today. 5-0.
Bruce.
4 points out of a playoff spot. You heard it right. 4 points out of a playoff spot. Who would have thought that was going to happen? Who would have thought 2 weeks ago 2 weeks ago watching those games, I was texting with you guys in the group chat. This is painful. I can't watch for the first time. Actually, not the first time since the Messier era. I am not able to watch a game and enjoy it. And then all of a sudden they fire Green, they fire Benning, they fire Bumgardner, they fire
Chris Gear. There's a whole bunch
Chris
of
Gear. They fired everybody. They bring in Boudreau, instant win. They bring in Rutherford now. Rutherford today brought in Clancy. Lots changed, lots of positive. And Aquaman was actually held himself together pretty well on the press conferences. I'm very
thank you, Jim Rutherford. He was the calming voice there. The voice.
So my hat's still relevant then. Eh?
Your hat is still relevant.
It is still relevant.
No, there was also the press conference with Stan Smeel. Steamer.
Yeah, he looked a little awkward up there squirming. Like, I don't blame him, but no, you know what? He made the changes that we wanted to see happen, and look how the team has turned around here recently. It's been awesome. They're fun to watch. You can see they're having fun on the ice too. It's a complete 360.
They're having fun. Boudreau's just, I can listen to him all day. Like, honestly, I listen to him when I'm in a bad mood lately. I just put on a Boudreau.
He's a really positive guy.
I'm like, oh,
major positive attitude, positive outlook on life and everything. And
that was the thing about him. They say he's a player's coach.
Yeah, he seems like a pretty funny guy too. Like, he's got a sense of humor and stuff. I think we touched on that a bit last week. But what do you think it is? Like, do you think it's just the fact that they fired the coach and everything, and then that lit a spark under their asses, or do you think it has something to do with Bruce and just the way he coaches his team? Maybe that's. What do you think? What do you guys think it is?
I think a bit of both. I think sure. I think Travis Green, it seems like he lost the locker room for the most part. Maybe just his ways of motivating the team kind of fell on deaf ears, and I don't know. I think it's a bit of both though. Like Boudreau, like you said, you could listen to him for hours. Govik, if you could listen to him, he'll brighten up your day. He's a funny guy. Like, he just seems like a good dude to be around. He knows hockey clearly. He's won a lot of games. Dan mentioned he never won a cup, but he's a proven winner, and hopefully this little spark will rally us. Like you said, we're 4 points out of the playoffs, but we have a lot of games. Yeah. Or teams have games in hand on us, right?
They do, but 4 points is 4 points out of 4 points behind Edmonton right now. That's just crazy. I couldn't believe that when I saw that today. The thing with Boudreau that really made me laugh last week, and I think you guys touched on this last episode, was when they asked him about the Bruce There It Is. And he's like, oh, it could be, you will lose a couple games. Could be Bruce. There he goes. I laughed. Yeah. I was crying. I laughed. I saw that live. I heard that live. I was dying.
It's not going away. They have shirts already out there. The crowd last night. And the crowd last night, anytime anything good happened, Bruce There It Is chants were breaking out. Like, not just a few fans, it was the whole arena. It was pretty crazy.
Okay, so now that you mentioned that, and I think that last night is the game that we need to talk about. The last five, don't get me wrong, they've all been great games. Demko, shutout, whatever. Last night, Halak goes in. Some poor goals were let in. It is what it is. Halak is Halak, right?
And the Canucks, honestly, in the first period weren't very good.
No, they, the curse was back on. Ty was at the game. It was everything was back to normal. But and he wouldn't tell me that he was at the game. Just so you know, he wouldn't even tell me that.
Because I was doing too much flapping during the day in the chat.
Yeah, he was. He was like, "Oh, I'm 2-1," and I'm like, "Well, I'm 1-0 this year, so I'm 100%." He couldn't say anything to that. Anyways, so back to the game. Poor first period. No, nothing really happening. I was kind of watching it, off to the side. I wasn't really sitting down and watching it. But here's another parallel. As soon as I sat down, they scored. I was like, okay, this is going to be a good comeback. Hopefully, now that I'm watching the game. Then I left for a bit. Then I came back. Boom, scored again. And then I'm like, you know what? I'm going to watch the last 5 minutes of this game. Boom, tied it up.
I thought for one of the goals you were not watching and you were somewhere else in your house. You want to expand on that one?
When I was in the bathroom? Well, it was just a second. I got up, I went to the bathroom, I came back, and I came back with my underwear.
So from what you're saying to us here, it sounds like the issue could be you watching.
No, the issue's not me. The issue is
but yeah,
guys,
What a game and what a comeback. And I sent you guys a few crazy stats last night about 3-goal comebacks for the Canucks. That was their first 3-goal deficit to win in regulation since 2010 at Colorado, which is insane. But the crazier one, I thought, it was the first regulation home win from a 3-goal deficit since February 13th, 1996. How insane is that?
Crazy.
Unbelievable. Tie luck, maybe. What do you guys think?
Yeah. 100% that was tie luck.
Yeah.
100%.
You know what?
Well, I think the real luck that we're getting over the last few games, going back to the Boston game when me and Ty were at the game, I haven't invested in a Canucks jersey since, the last jersey I had, the Luongo with the C. Remember that one year he had the cup?
That's almost as good as my Sundin jersey I have.
Yeah, exactly. So I told Ty, I'm like, you know what? This is my first game post-COVID, first game of the season. Something's got to change. And I got to take some drastic measures. So if they win, I'm going to buy a brand new jersey. So we're racking our brains. Which team should we pick? Which players should we pick? We put
which team?
You asked me. You asked me, and I kind of suggested
Instagram,
a few.
And we had a vote, and our followers voted, and I got a Demko jersey. The key, I think, you want to talk about luck. The key is I haven't put it on yet. It's still sitting in the bag.
And please don't, man.
Yeah, he doesn't have a shutout.
Yeah, you know what?
Just shutout since you bought it.
You know what? Just keep that. Just keep that where it is. It's doing some good things in its current spot. We don't need you messing up the current streak here. So,
well, I'm going to the game on the 23rd. I think Ty, you're going to that game as well.
Yeah.
Are you guys going together? Possibly.
I'm going to that game as well.
No, we're not going together. But really?
Yeah,
that's
we're
awesome.
going to go to Kobe's before the game. If you guys want to join, 5 o'clock Rezo.
Nice. Yeah, add 2. Gladys and I are going down.
All right, I will. Perfect. Dan, should I add 2 for you, or you just go by yourself?
I'm going to be with coworkers, but and we already have something planned at the Canucks bar in the arena at 5 o'clock. But we'll meet up for sure. And
yeah, we're taking the kids and everything down because that's the day they get their vaccination, and so it's like a surprise for them. They don't know yet.
They don't know that they're going to get vaccinated, or they don't know that they're.
They know they're getting vaccinated, and they're scared of needles, right? When they get it done, we're going to be like, "Okay, well, this is what we're doing tonight." And
that's
they've
awesome.
been to Kobe's once before. They cook it for any and stuff, so they loved it. And we're going to do that and go to the game.
Sweet. What? Who are they playing that game?
I think Columbus,
Anaheim.
Oh, Anaheim.
Yeah.
Oh, Boudreau's old team, eh?
Oh, you know what? If you guys are all going, I'll see if I can get tickets to Anaheim.
Yeah.
There we go. Awesome.
Bring the whole family down. Go.
Yeah, no, I'll see what's available.
Yeah. Cool.
No, that'd be great. Yeah, no, looking at their next few games, which I was going to do here. What do you think? You think we're gonna? What's the next loss here? Like, what's happening? Demko's playing the next game, right?
Yeah.
Well, if you come to the game on the 23rd, I'd have to circle that one as the next loss. Sure.
So let's talk about the close games here. So actually, while we're talking about the next game, we weren't even sure up until about an hour ago that they were going to get on their flight to San Jose because of the recent COVID scare again with the Canucks. They had 4 players test positive, but there was no more new positive tests, which is great. So they were able to board their flight to play the Sharks tomorrow. So I can see them winning that game. What about you guys?
Yeah, and that's a big game. That's a 3-point game, right?
They keep playing the way they've been playing. Absolutely, they can win that game. I don't see.
I think the tough test is Saturday night.
Toronto. Oh, come on.
I was supposed to be at that game too.
Always a tough game.
Passed that up.
And it's a 4:30 start, I think.
Yeah, it's always the center of the universe needs to watch your team, right? They can't stay up
for
so
sure.
late. Although I do sympathize because I did when I was in Hamilton for a week and I was watching the Canuck games.
Oh, dude, yeah.
Oh man, I was
Eastern
up so
time.
late.
It started like 10:30.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's brutal.
Like bed. I should be going to bed. I got to be up
1
early
a.m.
tomorrow.
If it goes into like overtime or shootout, it's like 1:30 when the game's finished.
Definitely the late game. Like it's crazy.
Yeah, like East Coast time for watching sports is not the best. Not even close. Like you said, you're up so late.
Yeah, but think about this. They grew up their whole lives being able to watch hockey till past midnight. Where they're like, oh yeah, I'll just put a game on. I'll watch what's going on in the West Coast, and I'm, after the Leafs game, like there's always another game. Think about that for a second. Wouldn't that be great? If you watch the Canucks game and then you just have some more hockey to watch after. It's awesome.
Nah, no, I like our,
Come on.
I don't care to watch the Leafs or Canadians or anything like that. Like I like watching my team. That's it. Even with football, I watch my team. I don't sit there and watch all the damn games like these other idiots do.
That's
probably why I'm in last place in our fantasy football.
Ty's got like 7 TVs in his house that he watches. Like each one has.
Yeah, I know. I can't do that. I like supporting my own team. That's it. I don't like. I can't sit there and watch games that I'm not into. Really. I mean, if it's a playoff game, I can for sure, but not.
Well, it depends on the sport. You watch like the Sunday nighter.
Yeah, prime time games
Monday nighter.
Sure watch. Yeah. But I mean, if the Canucks are playing and it's a Sunday nighter, I'm watching the Canucks. I'm never. Unless it's a blowout, then I'll flip over to a Sunday night.
Well, that's why you need 2 TVs and you put them both on. Best of both worlds. But yeah.
How do you focus?
I got to get you to come and.
Well, it depends what the Canuck game's on. 100%. The Canuck game's on. I probably put it on the main TV with sound, and then you put the football game on the mounted TV. That's just what I do.
Well, yeah, I know.
But if it's like a big fantasy football matchup or something, and that football game's big, then you might switch them up, right, Dan? You might put the football game with the sound and the Canuck game on until it's over. But it just depends on the scenario.
It's like I guess like hockey's so fast paced, right? Football, you can kind of okay, that happened. Next play, whatever.
Yeah, lots of stoppages in football and incomplete pass, next play, punting, TV timeouts, stuff like that. Yeah, for sure.
So again, with the getting back to the Canucks story, the COVID scare, they pulled a guy. Who is it? Pearson?
Pullman.
Oh, yeah, off the ice after the first period or during the first period, something like that. Like, what the heck is that about? And remember last year, the same thing happened, and we started ripping into like the Canucks and the NHL and whatever. And then Bruce, after the game, said, "Well, like, had we gotten the results before the game, then we would have, told them."
So they get 2 tests. He got the rapid test, which was negative, and then the PCR test, which are a little later coming back. They're delayed or whatever, and that one came up that he was positive. But the real thing is, so I guess earlier that morning for their morning skate, when they got word that there might be some positive cases within the dressing room, whatever, they canceled it. It was kind of the players went to Boudreau and they're like, this is like deja vu of last season where they went ahead with the skate and everything, which led to a whole bunch more cases. Like, we don't know if it was, if that would have stopped it, but it definitely wouldn't have helped. So Boudreau credited kind of the Canucks for going to him, the players, and saying that. And then even Horvat appreciated Boudreau taking that into consideration and then just scratching the morning skate. It could have prevented much more of an outbreak, right?
Yeah, totally. I mean, after hearing like the things that happened this time around, I'm not mad at the Canucks at all, or the way they sort of handled it.
For sure.
I mean, I don't even know if you could be mad at the NHL if they're giving them like these tests and then more tests, and then it's one of those things. This virus is just ridiculous. It's gotta.
And now with this new variant,
get out of here.
Oh, 100%. And now with this new variant, which is apparently way more contagious but not as severe, they're going back to some of their old protocols. I just read a few of the little points, like masks are going to be mandatory again. Dining on the road, like players might not be able to go for dinners and stuff like that. They're going to try to, reduce the potential exposure and that. But have you seen some of what's going around the NHL, like the teams? Calgary, they have
like 27
players and staff. Their games are postponed for another week, I think, right? I saw Carolina had, obviously that's we played Carolina, could have got a few of the cases from them, but yeah, they have a couple guys actually stuck in Vancouver for 2 weeks. Quarantining.
They won't make it home for Christmas. I heard the story.
Shit.
Oh man,
that sucks.
Yeah, it sucks, actually, but it's part of the work, part of the job, man. I miss Christmas lots of times because of work. Come on.
Really?
Yeah, really.
I never did.
Oh,
I had to used to have to work on Christmas night back in the day.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
But
yeah, there's cases in Boston, all over the place. It's not good. It kind of seems like it's kicking off again, but hopefully these new protocols and everything will help.
So Alberta, like in the next couple of days, you're going to be allowed to go into a restaurant without being vaccinated.
Unvaccinated, right? Yeah.
Yeah, can you believe that?
Yeah. Not surprised. But
it's Alberta.
Here we are.
Time! They slayed the dragon! The brilliant best of Luka Modric is just too good for Scotland. Mario Mandzukic pounced, and England are hurt. Touchdown Seahawks!
All right, time to talk some Shithawks. Sorry, I had to. They've been really bad. I haven't been on the podcast in a couple of weeks where they've been super bad, and I had to say that. But they're better now. It's all good. Take it away, Mr. Ugly Sweater Guy with the Seahawks there.
Well, I wouldn't even say they're better. They did what they had to do against Houston, which is one of the worst teams in the NFL. I know Mike's really excited about it. I sent a graphic after this recent win against the Texans. The Seahawks have a 2% chance of making the playoffs.
Hell yeah, boys! So you're telling me there's a chance?
There is a small chance. So the game, I did like some things. We talked obviously about the previous week, how, Pete got a little more aggressive, and it seems like his philosophy might be changing a little bit. This Houston game showed me that he's not really changing his philosophy at all. It's just we played a bad team, and he got to run all over them, which is Pete Carroll football. And I will say I bashed him a lot on the podcast, and I know Mike likes him. Rashad Penny did have a fantastic game. But
137 yards rushing and two majors.
You kind of have to take it with a grain of salt because it was the Houston Texans, starting Davis Mills at quarterback. But regardless, big win. It did. The important thing is it kept the season alive. And now we come to a must-win game. It seems like I'm saying that every week. This Sunday in LA against the Rams, our division rival. And, the game this Sunday might have gotten a little bit easier as they are dealing with some COVID issues. They lost a few players for the Monday Nighter, but didn't seem to matter because they beat up on the then number one seed in the NFC. So, it's going to be a tough game. Pete Carroll is going to try to run the ball again, which I think we will struggle with. And then we'll see what else they have, what other tricks they have up their sleeve to try and pull off an improbable win. But Mike, what did you think overall about the Texans game?
Well, I thought it was fantastic. 3 players basically stand out for me. You mentioned one of them, Rashad Penny, for sure. Like I said, 137 yards from scrimmage, 2 touchdowns. He was just flying out there, seeing the field. He was patient too, which I like to see. Finally, we saw him getting going. Russell Wilson had a fantastic game. He was airing it out, and he was airing it out to the number 3 dude, Tyler Lockett. He balled out as well. I think you need to have for sure Russell Wilson, Tyler Lockett, and another player going. It could be DK Metcalf. It can be Rashad Penny. As long as you have those guys going, we're gonna be fine. And obviously your defense has got to be clicking too. But they've been playing pretty well lately. Going forward, you're right. This is a huge game this weekend against the Rams, division rivalry. But that's just it. We, for whatever reason, even when the Rams are shit or the Niners are shit, and we're really good. They seem to play us so hard, right? And it's always a close game. And I think it's going to be the same. I think it's going to be a low scoring, is what I just think. Low scoring, hard-nosed game. It's going to come down to the wire, and we're going to have a chance. And I think that we can get it done. Obviously, I believe in the Seahawks, and I think that that's how it's going to go. How it's going to go down this Sunday.
Yeah, because we still do have a chance. Obviously, the odds don't look great, but if we win out, we would get to, I believe, 9-8. And there's some ugly teams in that wild card spot right now in the NFC. I think Washington. I don't know, Dan, correct me if I'm wrong, is holding down the last wild card spot.
Minnesota.
Well, I'm just looking at the last spot, though. Yeah, I think it's Washington. I don't think we'll catch the teams even in front of that. But, if we win out, which is still, that would be a very, very tough thing to do. We got a shot, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, if you look at it, I mean, Rams is obviously going to be the biggest test coming up this coming weekend. But then you got, I think, Chicago after that. Then you have Detroit. And then you finish off the season with Arizona, who, I mean,
could be resting players, depending.
Could be resting players. Hopkins has already been ruled out for the rest of the season. They're saving him for the playoffs. Murray's been playing banged up the last couple of weeks. Connor, my guy, rolled his ankle at the last play of the game. So, the Cardinals are pushing for, Super Bowl. So they could easily be resting players. I do believe that the Seahawks have a very, very good chance if
they win this weekend.
Keep on rolling and get some games.
I think they got to win this weekend to really make it a possibility.
Oh,
they lose this
they
weekend,
do.
Gonna be next to impossible.
Then you're putting it into the other team's hands. So then you're putting it into Washington's hand, holding it.
No, regardless if we win out, we still need help.
Well, yeah,
we're getting behind. So.
But I mean, when you look at the last playoff and the teams that are in the last wild card, I mean, you got Washington, who are playing all divisional games the rest of the season. So they're playing Philly twice, they're playing Dallas one more time, Giants, whatever. But they're all close divisional games. Minnesota, again, another team that's right in there. They're up and down. 1 minute they're losing to Detroit, next minute they're beating top teams. So you never know.
You're absolutely right.
Mike
Their toughest test is this weekend.
What a weekend it will be. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. Mike, what happened on Saturday?
Well, we had UFC 269 go down in Las Vegas, Nevada. We had two title fights, Oliveira versus Poirier and Amanda Nunes versus Juliana Pena. And, we broke down these fights for you guys last week. And I went 3 for 5. 3 for 5 for my picks. Did not hit any parlays, but everything else seemed to go how I thought it was going to go. Obviously, the big upside of the night. I mean, we could quickly just go over the first fights. We had Sean O'Malley. I said it was going to be an annihilation. He won it when he felt like it, and he did it, knocked him out. Next fight, we had Kiakara France versus Cody Garbrandt. I took France. Ty disagreed with me.
I did not.
Garbrandt. He got himself knocked out. The next fight, I thought the Jeff Neal fight and the Santiago Ponzibio. I didn't practice his name before the show.
You did so good, man.
I know.
Time.
I thought that fight would be a better fight. I thought it would be more action, but it was kind of slow. I thought I went the distance. Neal still pulled off the victory, so I got that one as well. And then we went into the fight where I said it was going to be an absolute obliteration, and that
I think everybody
is going to win this fight whenever she wants, wherever she wants. And I don't know what the hell happened, man. She got stunned by a couple jabs. It looked like she just didn't seem like she was in it, and she got choked out, right? She got choked out. Yeah,
she definitely didn't seem like she was in it. That's for sure. It was she took it too late.
I think she definitely overlooked her, Juliana, as an opponent. We found out after the UFC, like we'll get into this a bit, but just real quick, that there was like a big money fight set up, supposedly if she won that against Kayla Harrison. I didn't even know who she was beforehand, but she was a big free agent. And that was supposed to be a huge money fight. So maybe she was looking past Juliana there, just getting ready for that next fight. But man, Juliana definitely derailed those plans, and that was impressive. I was happy for her. I've always, thought she was cool. She was on The Ultimate Fighter. Fun to watch, but I did not see that coming, man.
No, I don't think many people did. I mean, even at the odds, you were completely gambling if you're taking Pena over Nunes, right? I think Dan was talking about something like that last week.
Puncher's chance.
You got to punch his chance. And I was like,
chance.
no,
That's
you
what I was
don't.
saying.
Not against Nunes. You don't.
Puncher's chance. And you know what? I'll just jump in a little bit. And, of course, looking on paper, looking at past fights, Nunes should have won hands down. But if you look at other fighters or other teams or other, sports events, once you're at the top, there's nowhere else to go except down. And you look at Ronda Rousey, all those years holding the title, eventually she got knocked out. Anderson Silva, all those years holding the title, eventually he got beat. And, when you look on paper, when you compare Nunes, she's still in her prime. She's not old. She did have some time out of the ring. Was she rusty? Maybe. Was she cocky? Like you said, looking at the next big super fight? Possibly. But, I mean, you give it to Pena. I don't think Nunes has been hit. She got choked out at the end. But probably the first 3 minutes of round 2 or round 3, like it was literally a punching bag. Nunes was smiling because she didn't even know how to stop. And she literally was just taking all these hits. So definitely interesting. Definitely now the division is wide open. So, they're figuring out who's going to be the next person to fight.
No, they've already said she's getting an immediate rematch.
Well, yeah, that only makes sense for sure.
Which, I don't know. I guess with her reign as champ, it makes sense and she deserves it. But I think Juliana is kind of not very smart for taking that immediate rematch.
Yeah. Well, I think if she could beat her twice, it's one of those ones that's kind of like, remember Rose? She had to fight Joanna twice.
Joanna, yeah.
Who was that guy that beat Anderson Silva? He had to fight him twice.
Weidman,
yes.
Weidman, yeah.
So, I mean, I can see having when you have such a dominant champion for so long, they're going to get an immediate rematch. They want to see if it was just the lucky, puncher's chance. And to be honest with you guys, like after watching that fight, I don't think it was, man. I think she beat her. Like she beat her ass.
Yeah, but I think
everything.
Amanda underestimated her. But I think, if that fight happens again, the odds would be pretty close to the same as they were this fight.
You think? I was going to ask you that. What do you think the odds are going to be? You think it's going to be minus 900?
Not quite as big. I think it'd be like -5, -6.
I don't think it'll be that high. I think Nunes will be around -350.
All right, yeah.
That's what I think. She will still be a favorite to come back and win. Similar, I forget. Remember the last fight that Rose fought against the who was it? Zhang Zi something?
Yeah, but that was close.
Wiley.
Okay.
Zhang Zi.
But no, those odds were close.
But I mean, same sort of thing.
-350.
She got an automatic rematch. She lost the title. She got an automatic rematch.
But she wasn't as dominant champ for as long. I think it's different. But I know what you're saying about the immediate rematch. It was just a really close fight.
I think Nunes, the odds will be definitely, she'll be the favorite. Won't be definitely as high. Not going to be like you said, 900,000 odds, but it'll be a good fight. Interesting. It's going to be for sure a big pay-per-view, that one.
Yeah, I think Nia's definitely going to come in prepared for that one if she wasn't on this one. But she looked fantastic, like in the weigh-ins and everything like that. Yeah. I don't know.
I think she'll crush her in the rematch, but
I guess we'll see. Time will tell. We'll see. That's coming down the pipe. I'm excited for that fight. And then obviously the main event of the evening, Charles Oliveira versus Dustin Poirier. And Charles Oliveira wins it. He comes in as a slight underdog. I went with Poirier in this fight. Just thought the stars were aligning for him. But man, did Oliveira look like a champion, and he just finished him. Like it was not what I was expecting impressive to happen. Yeah, he beat him striking, and then he obviously finished him with submission. But wow, man, I think we got a champion on our hands there. He's going to be a tough guy to beat. So, I mean, I don't know. What do you think is next for Oliveira, and what do you think is next for Poirier?
So I was actually just reading a little bit earlier today, a couple articles. So it sounds like Poirier, Nate Diaz could be a possibility. They both
take my money
for a while.
Take my money.
I knew you'd love that one. So Poirier and I think Diaz sent out something, and Poirier replied like right away on Twitter, like, I'll fight you like this month. Nate Diaz said, let's do it in January, kind of thing. And then they actually interviewed one of them, and so that could be a possibility. But as for Oliveira, I think Conor is already out there fishing for which he would not deserve a title fight, but he's already out there fishing for
and
that.
You know
shot.
that Oliveira is going to want to fight Conor because he's the money.
That's
fight.
the thing. That's what I was just going to say next. I read an article. He did an interview in Brazil, and he said, "How could you not want to fight Conor? That's the money fight." He would definitely, wait for Conor to get healthy to fight him. But the UFC apparently has plans for a Justin Gaethje Oliveira title fight.
Really? I thought they're buddies.
Well, I mean, buddies fight all the time. It's UFC, right? They both want.
I'd fight you guys for
the belt. Exactly. See what I mean?
For free Canucks tickets.
I think that's what the UFC is thinking, that they are trying to get in the works. But I honestly, the way Dana is, and he knows where the money is, I could see them waiting for a Conor fight. They could sell it as in, Conor didn't lose that fight to Poirier. It was just unfortunate, his injury, blah, 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 kind of like he did himself, selling it on Twitter. So I don't know. What do you think, guys? What do you think should be next for Oliveira?
I don't know. It's a tough one. Like you said, I mean, Gaethje's deserving of it. I mean, without Khabib in the picture, right?
Yeah.
You got.
He would be.
Yeah, he would be for sure. But Gaethje. Yeah, Gaethje or Conor. I can't see it really going anywhere else other than that. I mean,
and knowing, not knowing, but it's how we know how Dana is in terms of booking these fights and his reasoning for them. I could totally see him selling a big fight like that for the title, bringing Conor back, his long recovery, comeback story, blah blah blah. And you know what? I'd like to see it too. Conor is such a draw. Like, love him or hate him, he's good for the UFC. All the shit he talks.
I don't. Okay, I don't think he's deserving of it.
I don't think he's deserving of it. I just said I would pay for it. I would watch it, and that was something that a lot of people.
He's now lost twice to Poirier.
Yeah, but
what's next for Conor McGregor? You think he's? If I was him, I wouldn't be wanting to fight any of these guys. These guys are top ranked fighters.
You know what I would want to see is the Diaz trilogy.
Yes. Yes, that'd be a good fight. Not a good fight for Conor either. He's a smaller dude. Although he looks like he's 500 pounds right now.
Seen what he looks like right now? He is jacked. He might be going up to light heavyweight.
Yeah,
I guess there's fights out there for Oliveira. There's Tony Ferguson. That's something that he hasn't had his chance. It'd be nice to see him get a chance.
Yeah, but he's lost too many in fights as well. But yeah, there's a case to be made for a lot of these guys. It's exciting though, because there's so many opportunities and different combos they could do there. But Oliveira definitely impressed me, and that was another one of my incorrect picks. So hopefully we didn't have a lot of bettors listening to us this weekend.
Probably not.
Yeah. There's an up-and-comer that we saw a couple of weeks ago, that Makhachev. He's a possibility.
Yeah. He's one of
similar to Khabib.
I was going to say, is he one of the Khabib guys that trains with them too? Yeah.
He's world ranked number 4 right now in the lightweight division, or lightweight division. So that could be a possibility.
While we're talking about matchmaking here real quick before we get out of this segment, who do you think's next for your boy there, O'Malley?
I think Cody Garbrandt. I mean, it's because they keep giving him fights that are easy for him, right? Yeah. Garbrandt's done now. I think in the UFC, he's got one fight left. It's going to be against the Sugar Show. It could be a main event, or
they set it up there at that press conference too.
Yeah,
chirping
and he's going to go back up to lightweight, because he's a lightweight too.
Yeah,
and
he's a name, right? He's a former champ. He's a name. I feel like O'Malley needs that. He needs a name, like a bigger name guy.
He's ranked. I think he's ranked number 7 in the world, so that'd be the toughest opponent he's had. I would say. I think O'Malley finishes him when he feels like it too. But
I would agree. And then that would be like probably one of Cody's I don't know what he's got left on his deal, but one of his last like bigger money fights, right? On a card. But
did like TJ Dillashaw and those guys, did they go down in weight? Or are they still
I don't even remember, man.
I think they went down.
I think they might have gone.
I don't see why. I'm looking at it right now. Why are they not? They should be ranked up there. Dillashaw should be a top contender.
Yeah, but remember, he was off for a few years with this the suspension there.
That's true, but he still came back and won.
Yeah. I don't know. Their ranking things, I think, kind of messed up too.
Yeah. Well, they still have like
all over the place.
Khabib ranked number 1 in the world. So I mean,
yeah, and he's long retired.
He's retired.
Yeah.
But anyways,
there's it was a great night. It was a great pay-per-view. Shocking pay-per-view. Did you guys see the reactions from Joe Rogan and them ringside? Those are the best with those big upsets. Yeah. They have the camera on them.
Yeah.
Rogan's eyes pop out of his head.
Yeah, he didn't even know what to say in the interview afterwards. He said the same thing he said to Rose. You just shook up the world.
Yeah.
She did, man. What the hell?
Yeah.
You made me look like an idiot.
That's what makes the UFC so great there.
Now we got a long wait. I think the next pay-per-view is not till like end of January 22nd.
Really? They usually have like a New Year's
one,
don't they?
No, there's not one this year.
Oh.
January 22nd, Nagano against who's it?
Gain
or
Gone.
Yeah, that's a big one. Heavyweight.
Yeah, January 22nd in Anaheim, California. Looking forward to that.
All right, folks, that was episode 37. I can't believe that nobody in this group called this the who's number 37, Mike?
Sean Alexander, buddy.
Oh, this is the Sean Alexander episode, yeah. So Sean Alexander episode over and done with. We can talk about Sean Alexander. I'm okay with that. Episode 37, great show again. Check out Boardwalk Brewing when you have a chance there. They like I said, it's a pretty good beer. That's our show. Go Canucks, go! Bruce, there it is. I knew Ty was gonna say it. Go ahead, Ty.
No, man, that was perfect. Okay. Nailed it.
All right, folks.
Goodbye.